It's give it up for this guy. It's actually it, this guy.
Now you're in Upper Hutt. No, okay. I came all the way from Upper Hutt. One thing about Upper Hutt is that make sure when you're in Upper Hutt, don't smoke weed in Upper Hutt. Don't smoke weed in Upper Hutt and try and give yourself a haircut. So anyway, tough crowd. The other day I was in Days Bay. Actually, it was about a year ago. I was in Days Bay, and it was a nice sunny day, and I was sitting on the beach, and all of a sudden this lady came down to the beach, and she thought it was a nudist beach. This is in Petone. And no, true story. And she sat down on the beach, and she took her top off, and the beach was packed, and no one said anything. Typical New Zealand, you know, no one says everything. This lady's like half nude. And anyway, this guy was sitting next door to me, and he had his two sons with him. And then all of a sudden, his son goes, Dad, what are you doing? And he was packing up all his towels and stuff like that. And he goes, Son, I'm going to introduce you to your new mummy. So I've been married for 14 years. I'm up to my second wife. Who's on their first wife? Hey, who's on their second wife? Who's thought, fuck this? No. Anyway, so my first wife, best sex that I ever had, but unfortunately, it was the best sex that the video store guy ever had. It was the best sex that the gym guy ever had. It was the best sex. And I was like, who are you going to go through? Are you going to go through the milk guy, the courier guy? Anyway, but anyway, my second wife, she's really awesome. When I met my second wife, see, it's different. It's different when you've been through the first wife and you get to the second wife. There's no sort of barriers, you know. When you're a teenager and you're in love, you're like, oh, I love you too. I know you hang up. But when you get to wife number two, you have deeper, meaningful conversations like this. You said you couldn't have kids! And, yeah. So anyway, my wife's really loving. She turns to me and she says deep and meaningful things like, if you ever fucking cheat on me, I'm going to cut your balls off with a knife. These are all true stories, by the way. So I studied my degree for about 3 years, and at the end of the degree, do you think I could find a job? No. For the last 9 years, I've been working at a gas station in Upper Hutt. Yeah, I'm winning. The other thing is, I must warn you that this show may contain nudity from the waist up if you just chuck $20 on the stage. But anyway, when you work at the gas station, it's really funny. I was working with this guy, and every customer that would come to the gas station, he'd be like, have a good day, have a good day, have a good day. And you know, you could tell that he really enjoyed his job. But anyway, I remember there was this guy that he was a regular customer, and he would come to the night pay. And the bad thing is that he would I'd try not to laugh at him, but it was really hard. But he'd come to the night pay and he'd be like, "Can I have a Memphis meltdown and a large bag of rollies, please?" And I'd be trying not to laugh, and then all of a sudden I got a phone call, and this person, I picked up the phone and they were like, "Do you sell condoms?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Do you sell extra small condoms?" And I was like, "Oh, hang on, I'll just go check." And I went and picked up these condoms off the shelf, and I was like, oh, we only sell thin feel, extra, you know. And the guy goes, can you try one on and tell me? Motherfucker. My best friend married his mum. Nah, he didn't actually marry his mum, but she looked like his mum. And every time when I see him, I'll be like, Mummy! 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 So I'm gonna finish with this one story. So in Upper Hutt, we have the cemetery, right? And my friend was driving down the cemetery road, and then all of a sudden, boom! And he got out of his truck, and there was a cat. He hit a cat on the side of the road, and he was like, fuck. And then he thought, oh man, I better put this cat out of its misery. So he got a spade, and he started hitting this cat, you know, to put it out of its misery. And then all of a sudden, this lady came running out, and she goes, Fluffy! Fluffy! And she goes, your cat's over there, that's my cat!